This is uh this is Joffrey and Jordan. Just real quick before we start this episode, we want to thank Spencer Fisher. He left a comment on YouTube. It was our first YouTube comment, and he said, "These fucking idiots killed this story. Find a new job." So I think what he meant was that we hit the story out of the park, like we killed it, like we did
Yeah,
good on it. And I think he meant to find a new job as a podcast host. So we're gonna keep doing what we're doing because obviously it's working. Hopefully we'll get to where we want to be in the next 6 months in the year. Uh, our goal is 10,000 in the next 6 months, which is it's kind of steep, but I think if we keep reaching people like this, we're gonna do exactly what we want to do. So thank you guys.
yeah, we gotta keep pounding through those roofs and just blasting through,
Yeah,
just blasting and blasting. We liked this comment and we responded with, "I wish," because we wish to find some good jobs as podcasters because that would be awesome. Yeah, I mean, the positivity is amazing here, and we also subscribe to him. I'll put his channel up right here if you guys want to subscribe as well. He posts some really cool videos called Country Fight, Jiu-Jitsu, and UFO stuff. Yeah, he seems like a pretty cool guy. I mean,
so he's into the stuff we love, like UFOs and stuff. So
yeah,
so some people could take that comment like it's negative, but we know deep in our hearts that it's telling us to keep doing what we're doing.
and obviously he knows jujitsu, so
Yeah.
don't mess with him.
Okay. So yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks, bud.
yeah. Thanks, big guy. Yeah, that was a nice compliment.
Okay.
All right, then
Well,
on to the episode.
yep, here's the episode. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome back to Grandma's room. We are recording over Discord today because coronavirus.
And we'll die.
So yeah,
Yeah.
we can't really be together right now, so if it sounds kind of fucked up, it's because it's over Discord.
Yeah, so I mean, the audio's not that bad, but it seems like it just like cuts out a little bit early sometimes when we talk, so you'll have to bear with it.
That, and it seems like there's not a horrible pause, but there's like a little bit, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, at least it's bearable. It's better than like recording a phone call like we were talking.
yeah, it's a lot better.
Yeah, that'd be complete ass.
Even assier than ass. So,
Assier than ass.
what are we talking about today, boys?
The
Men in Black.
But the real Men in Black, not like Will Smith shit,
No, not the.
And,
Yeah, not William.
Yeah, not Will.
I love my Will.
I love my Will.
Okay, so let's get to it, boys. Who has the summary?
The submarine.
The summary.
Okay, I got it. Okay. The Men in Black, they're usually the people that show up after somebody saw a UFO. Like if someone got a picture or a video of it, these people show up to like intimidate them to like delete it and stop talking about it or stop researching about it, UFOs and aliens, and they often travel in groups of three. So like most people that have had an encounter with them, there's been three of them. I think I would figure that's just for intimidation because they would be like outnumbered, but they seem to like disappear and show up to people out of nowhere. Like you'll look down your driveway once, and then you like look back to your house, and the next time you look there, they're just there, like you didn't hear them drive up or anything. And in the United States, they're usually driving like 1950s style, like black Cadillacs, but they look brand new. Like it looks like they've never been driven before. And the people that have seen them in England, they're usually driving like a 1960s style Jaguar. And
That's weird.
Yeah, so like they're always like they're like high end old cars, but it looks like they're not really old.
So it's like they're from a different dimension almost.
That's one of the theories that people say. But like, I don't know, it's just strange. And then sometimes people will be followed by these cars, but nobody's driving them. And they also sometimes make no sound at all. Like like I said, they won't hear them drive up. They'll just show up. So it's like they're like if you're driving up a gravel driveway, you're gonna hear that, and people they hear nothing. Like they're just there.
It's weird. It's like if it is from a different dimension, like they're trying to like switch the car in, but certain things lag out. You know what I mean? Like things don't work like with the sound.
Yeah, and that shows up in UFO encounters too. It's like some people they'll see like a jet, but for some reason it's making like a helicopter noise, so
Yeah,
it's not the right noise. Like they messed up in their
Like
like
they just copy and pasted it.
yeah, kind of like that, but they put the wrong sound on it.
yeah, and that's why like the plane would hover in place. Is that happens? That's kind of like that. What I fucking saw on my way home the gym that one night, dude.
Oh yeah,
It was literally just like it didn't look like a plane though. It was just it was the width of like two 747s, and it was just a light across the sky, like a whole bunch of lights. And I'll put a picture of it in so you guys can see. But it was weird. I never saw anything like that in my life, and it wasn't making any noise at all either. So
and it wasn't moving either.
no,
Like
I drove
it was.
under it and just stared at like as I drove under it, I was like looking and it was not moving. Like my car, I just underneath it.
I'm looking at your picture right now that you sent me, and like it is a really weird place to have a light, but it's kind of blurry.
Yeah, because I wasn't like I was gonna record it. I guess. Well, I didn't think to record it until after I passed it. Like I saw it and I was like, "What the f- is that?" And then I got my camera up and was able to just take a picture. And that was it. I should have pulled over, but maybe I would have got abducted.
Yeah, you'd just be dead.
Yeah, that would be not good.
It wouldn't.
No bueno.
Okay, Jordan.
Okay.
I have a couple theories that I
Yes.
found of what they are. Some people think they're secret agents of secret government departments. Like if someone saw a UFO and the Air Force is working on it and they don't want people knowing about it, or if people think they saw a UFO and it actually is like an experimental military aircraft,
hmm
these people think that the Men in Black are just agents sent out to like keep them quiet so nobody figures out about whatever. And some people think it's aliens trying to hide their own activities, which the Men in Black, they don't really look human all the time. They look like, well, again, like they look like they're trying to imitate what a human looks like.
Yeah.
And then some people think they're demons, which, again, if you see something trying to be human and it's not, it's gonna be like super creepy. That at least it would be to me.
Yeah. Like what
And
if
then,
what? There's like that theory too that like aliens in general are just demons.
yeah, there's
Ooh.
all kinds of stuff. But then, they also think that some people also think they're time travelers from our future.
hmm Which would also make sense because like they're missing certain details.
What do you mean?
Like they're missing certain details in like their cars and the way they look and stuff.
Oh yeah, like if I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Like if they didn't have cars in the future, like something else.
hmm Yeah, like because like what if people evolve? They kind of look like what the Men in Black look like, which would probably be creepy. But
Yeah, but still,
yeah,
you're gonna look different if you're evolved.
yeah.
Do you guys ever hear of Albert Bender?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you guys hear about him? Like, what did you guys know or research?
I'll let Ben go first.
Okay.
Wasn't he some guy who's like head of some bureau of like flying saucers or whatever, and then he was doing like a bunch of research and like got shut down or whatever?
Yeah, he was. He was in World War II, and he was in the Army Air Forces before the Air Force was like its own branch. And after he left the military, he started getting really interested in like UFOs, the like occult things, seances, black magic, and stuff like that. And when he went down the rabbit hole of all of this like deeper, he got a reputation for being really weird. And his family he started being plagued by high strangeness stuff. Like high strangeness stuff is just like weird things happening to you.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
Wait,
people.
isn't that? Wait, didn't you say something like that? Isn't that like where you're? You said you woke up that one day, and like there was like those sounds. You know what I'm talking about, Joffrey?
What?
Like it
No.
sound like no exploding heads in.
Oh no, that's not
Oh,
that.
that's different. Yeah.
Yeah, not that. High strangeness is like people they associate it with UFO encounters a lot because like some people after they'll see a UFO, they'll even start to have like um poltergeist activity in their house. Like things will start flying around. But that also kind of makes me think that it's not actually a ghost, like the poltergeist phenomenon, because
Mm-hmm.
people say it happens after UFO encounters. But high strangeness is also just like it's pretty much anything weird happening that has to do with this stuff. Like they think that the Men in Black stuff is high strangeness sometimes. Like when they have like their lips painted on, it looks like their lips are painted on. They won't stop smiling the whole time they're around you.
No.
Like it's just creepy. Like that's high strangeness. That all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's
But
kind of just like. So what if ghosts are just aliens fucking with you, basically? Like, what if it's the opposite? You know,
what if ghosts and aliens aren't even real, but it's all something else, but we've just
made
put
by
different
humans,
names on,
kind of.
or not made by humans or not? What if it's just something else that's not ghosts or aliens, but
Oh, I
we
never
just
thought. Yeah, I never thought about that.
yeah. But anyway, after Albert Bender started getting like interested and started researching this stuff, um, his cousin went. Well, his cousin was a kid at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm guessing this meant Albert Bender was his adult cousin. But it said his cousin was visited by a woman in black one night, like in his room. Just like a lady in black showed up in his room,
Yeah.
which sounds terrifying.
Yeah, that does. I don't like ghost ladies freak me out more than ghost men for some reason.
I think ghost kids.
Yeah, no,
That's
that's
the
top of
worst.
it. It goes ghost kids, ghost ladies, ghost men.
What about it? What if it's none of them? What if it's like this shadow?
Genderless.
What if it's a gender neutral shadow person?
um, yeah, it wouldn't scare me as much. Yeah,
Nah,
nah,
nah.
yeah,
But
nah,
like, nah, I don't think so.
yeah.
But back to Albert Bender.
Yes.
He established the IFSB, which is what Ben said, the International Flying Saucer
Mm-hmm.
Bureau, which they pretty much just researched UFO like encounters and activity and stuff, and then he published his own magazine called Space Review.
Yeah.
And one night after he was doing like UFO research, he got a call, like someone called his phone, and when he answered, nobody said a word, but he said he had the feeling that he knew somebody was just listening on the other end.
Mm-hmm.
And he said his head started spinning and throbbing, and he had to go to bed. And then, which like, it was really nothing like special about it. But
Yeah.
they included that as like one of his crazy stories. But
Wait, he had multiple encounters with Men in Black.
yeah, he had
Okay.
a couple. But this is one of them right now. One night he was seeing a movie at I think this was in Pennsylvania. Like I think he lived in Pennsylvania.
Shit.
But he said he was watching a movie, and when he was walking home, he saw this dark figure following him. So he made it home because he was like really paranoid on his way home. So he got home, and he lived in his dad's attic, like his stepdad's attic. So
Oh.
yeah,
That's an
yeah.
interesting detail.
So he got to his attic bedroom, and he saw like something glowing under his bedroom door. And he said when he went in there, a bright, shiny object was hovering in the air, and his room smelled like burning sulfur. And then he noticed that all his files from the IFSB, which his bureau, he said they were all out of place. So somebody was like going through them.
Okay, now this kind of sounds like a schizophrenic man to me.
Oh yeah, I don't believe a word he says, but it's all
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, because like there's still that slight chance that he's not insane.
If there's 1% chance that it's real, that means there's a chance that it happened.
Yeah,
Which makes it kind of weird, but also he does seem like a schizo.
yeah. Is that a proper? I don't know. I've never heard that before. Anyways,
it's from a movie I watched.
uh, What movie?
Me, Myself, and Irene. Do you ever watch that
Oh.
with Jim Carrey?
No.
He has like
What? Yeah.
multiple personalities. He's a police officer.
No, is it a comedy?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
funny.
Oh, shit. Maybe I should watch it.
He like
No, I
fights
haven't.
himself.
I saw Split.
Yeah, that movie was weird.
Yeah.
But back to this schizophrenic man.
Yes.
Another time in 1952, he was watching another movie at the movie theater. It was a sci-fi movie, and he said suddenly in a seat next to him, like a man dressed in like a neat black suit just showed up sitting next to him,
Mhm.
and it looked like he came out of nowhere because he wasn't there before. He said the guy's eyes were glowing, and he got dizzy and nauseous, and he closed his eyes to focus. But when he opened them, the man was gone. But minutes later, he was back again, staring at Bender with his glowing eyes, and he ran back to his attic bedroom after this.
He always retreats to the attic, doesn't he?
Yeah. And
Do you think-
another thing, do you want to know something? What, Ben?
Do you think whenever he said that, like, whoever came to the house and there was like some glowing under the door, do you think it was one of those doors like you have to bring down the stairs and walk upstairs like to the attic? You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
God.
on a
Christmas vacation?
Yeah,
Maybe I kind of hope it was like that.
it's like the guy had to come crawl up to him and then retreat back downstairs to leave.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah, but about his apartment, it was like apparently super creepy. He decorated it with like pictures of demons and aliens and stuff, and made it look like.
Well, no wonder he was having these visions.
Like paranoid.
Yeah, they said he had it like. He said it looked like an occult museum is what his bedroom looked like.
Okay, I feel like anyone in that environment for too long would go crazy.
Yeah,
Like, how would you live there in peace?
I don't think you would. I think that's why you always saw these
Yeah.
things. And I think it also contributed to a man in black that came up to him later again, and they said they knew the truth about UFOs and they told him, but warned him against telling anybody. And they pretty much told him if he did, he would die.
Mhm.
So like, either they're real and they really want him to go absolutely like
Crazy.
insane, or this is all in his head. Because why would you tell somebody that's so interested the truth about all of it and then say if you tell anybody you're gonna die?
Yeah. If they don't, what the fuck? Yeah, no. If you don't want people to know, you're not gonna tell them. Yeah, now,
exactly.
I'm calling bullshit on this whole case here.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I call bullshit on all of the cases.
I don't know, dude. Some of them are weird as shit.
Well, the ones I found, I called bullshit on. Both of them, too.
I don't know,
but they're interesting.
I don't believe him.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It's strange, but people hinted at him having epilepsy because he had extreme OCD. He had like crazy migraines all the time, dizzy spells, and he would get lightheaded a lot. Like,
would that have anything to do with seeing stuff?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and he also smelled sulfur in his house all the time. And he said to recover,
just constantly shit himself in his house.
He probably did.
He never came downstairs, so his room was full of shit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I wonder if there was a bathroom up there.
Probably not. Probably a hole or.
He probably just shit down the door.
Or down the chimney.
That'd be the best.
Well, there's no way to shit down the chimney because unless you took out a couple bricks. And then maybe it smelled like shit because then he would like shit down the chimney and then his dad would start a fire and then it would like burn the shit and then it would just kind of waft through that little hole and then everywhere would smell like sulfur.
I can tell you from experience that's exactly what happened.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
No, I was.
Who shit on the couch?
Wait, what?
Who shit on the couch?
What are you talking about?
You guys burn a couch that someone shit on.
Oh yeah,
that's what I was talking about. What were you talking about?
When I lived at our dad's house and he made me sleep in the attic and shit on me.
Wait, what?
I thought I told you guys about that.
No.
Anyways, back to Albert Bender. He would usually lay in his bed and he would like drift off to recover from all these like
What?
lightheadedness and stuff like that.
Wait, go back.
He would lay in his bed and like try to go to sleep to recover.
I did not think that's what you just said.
What?
I thought you said he jerked off to recover.
No. He said he
I
laid in
gotta
his
get
bed.
my mind out of the gutter.
But this is when most of the Men in Black would show up. It was when he was in his bed.
Oh.
And he's quoted saying, "Often I would seem to drift off as if a cloud were carrying me into the inky, boundless depths of space." But then epilepsy could have caused this because there's dozens of types of epilepsy, and he could have had any of these, and they could have caused his visions.
Mm-hmm.
And there's Jacksonian epilepsy, which is, they have like mild to moderate hallucinations. Anybody who suffers from it, they have confusion, fear, lightheadedness, and they can smell things that aren't there. So
that sounds terrible.
He'd get lightheaded. He'd see the Men in Blacks and smell sulfur. And those are all like indicators of that type of epilepsy.
Yeah. So there's this story. I think most of them are probably not true then, based on that, unless the Men in Black are real and they made him seem crazy by having him have all these symptoms.
That's also another argument for all this weird stuff.
Yeah.
Like yes, it could be this, but it could also be just
bullshit.
It could also be made the way it is so that people think it's something normal.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
But that's like, I don't know. There's also Occam's razor, which is like, I'm pretty sure that's what's the most likely definition, and if it's that, it's usually the most likely definition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'd say too. But do you have anything on like his death? You didn't have anything on that?
No, I don't.
Okay. Wait, you're still telling more about?
No, that's all I had on Albert Bender.
Okay. Yeah. So the only thing I had that you didn't have, and I got it from Thought Catalog. I think Jacob Gears wrote it. I'm just gonna give him credit so I don't steal any shit. It said that many people claim that Bender was a changed man after his encounter with the Men in Black, and he was almost unreadable. Like when you talk to him, you couldn't understand. Like you couldn't get any vibes off him.
Like you couldn't tell what he was thinking.
Yeah, and he was in constant anxiety and terror. But that could have been due to the epilepsy, whatever that's called. Yeah,
hallucinations or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, it could also be that he saw something horrifying.
Yeah, and true. And then he told everyone that he was still receiving mysterious phone calls time with nobody on the other end until the end of his life in 2002. And then I looked up. I was like, I wondered like how he died. Then I wanted to know if it was like unusual circumstances, and I looked it up. And it says when you look it up that he died in 2016 at age 94. But any source before that, like 2016, anything written before that says he died in 2002. So I don't know if that's like a Mandela effect thing.
Oh yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
What if? I don't know. Wait. So up until 2016, people thought he died in 2002.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
And then in 2016, they're like, "Oh no, he's dead now."
Now he died.
Yeah, now he's dead. 14 years later, we just lost track.
Ben, did you have anything on Albert Bender?
Nothing you guys haven't said.
Well, shit, son.
We sucked it all up.
Sorry for sucking up your, Yeah, you. What other stuff do you guys have?
I'll let Ben go because we just destroyed Ben's story.
All right, I got this story. It's about this guy named Herbert Hopkins. This came from Bedtime Stories, which is like a YouTube channel that talks about a lot of stuff we're talking about.
Okay.
But in 1976, this guy was he was going over evidence of a UFO encounter.
Dude,
what is that?
Sorry, I bought
That was
my
an
Xbox.
Xbox.
I bought my Xbox 360. Yep. You know why I have an Xbox 360? And I never bought a new Xbox.
Why?
We'll get into that later.
Okay, sorry, Ben.
Yeah, sorry. I'm very sorry. My Xbox rudely interrupted you.
But anyway, so he was he was a family physician, and he was going over evidence of a UFO encounter, and he got a call on his phone, and it said that the caller was from the New Jersey UFO organization, and he was asked if he was home alone, and he'd be interviewed about the case he was currently investigating, and so he agreed, and the man on the other end said, "quote He'd be there shortly," which before I even watched the rest of the video, it kind of struck me odd as him being that readily available to be there
Yeah.
if he's from New Jersey. But so anyway, he gets up and goes on to turn his porch light, and by the time he walked over and turned the light switch, a pale man in a black suit and hat was already walking towards the door, up
Oh
this
my
guy's
God.
sidewalk. Yeah. And so he says he opened the door and the man had no hair on his head, no eyebrows, red lips, and black eyes.
Ew.
And yeah, and his lips were the only thing that moved.
Like his
And
face
so
didn't move when he talked.
So he had no
no.
expression.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
this guy was
creepy.
totally blank. And so Herbert invited him in, and at one point the man while he was talking, he wiped his mouth and it smudged his lips and
Yeah, like they were painted on.
yeah. And it said that
Wait. Not how lipstick would smudge. You mean just his lips smudged?
no,
it's
it looked like he had lipstick on and just
Oh.
smudged it to make it look
Oh,
like he had lips.
Yeah.
And so after he smudged it, he just saw it was one slit across his face.
Yeah.
Where he's talking from.
Ew.
But so this guy's talking to him, and at one point the guy asked him if he can remove the penny from his pocket without this guy never even knew that the thing was there.
Wait,
And so
out of whose pocket?
Herbert's.
Okay, so the guy asked him to take it. He asked Herbert to take the penny out of Herbert's pocket.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Sorry.
so you're fine. And so he did what he asked, and he put it in the palm of his hand, and he watched as the penny turned to a silver and then faded into nothing, it was becoming really blurry.
Mm-hmm.
And the man told Herbert that the same thing would happen to him if he continued to look into the UFO encounter. And he continued to speak, but then his speech began to slow down, and he slurred all his words.
Mr. Lakey.
And he said that he had to go and his power was running low and that he needed to get out of there. And
he needs more liquor.
And so he showed the man out because he's already creeped out as it was and just kind of wanted him gone. And he showed him to the door, and the man reached when he reached the corner of the street, there was just a flash of bright light and then silence.
And he was gone.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
What the hell? My power's running low.
Yeah.
It's like they don't understand that humans don't need a battery to run on.
Yeah. They're just telling him.
I need to go. What if he just died right there? The guy just died on his couch. My power's running low. He just dies.
Beep, boop, bop.
He shut down.
And he thinks that's normal. I need to take a nap. My power's low.
What if he actually plugged in?
Yeah, he walks up to the wall. The guy's just staring at him in horror, and he's like, "What?"
He just backs into the wall,
so confused,
back flat against the wall.
Oh, the way that they work too is because they don't need the shit because they're robots, so it comes out and they plug.
Hello?
Hello?
You just like that on my thing.
Yeah.
Oh, did I? Oh,
Get off your fucking Xbox.
I said it's they back up to the wall, and then a cord extends out of their asshole because obviously they don't need the shit if they're. And then they plug in.
What if they have a double pronged peen and they put that in the socket?
They just fuck the socket when they need power.
Yeah, all they need is coding to reproduce. They don't need a peen.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
what?
I identify as robot.
Oh Jesus. So, did you guys talk? Did either of you read about Brad Steiger?
No.
Nah.
The Albert Bender story and this Brad Steiger story. These both came out of Nick Redfern's book, his Men in Black book. But Brad Steiger was a UFO researcher, and he also researched Men in Black. And there was this one time his friend was a naval officer, and he had a UFO sighting, and he said he had a couple at sea when he was on the ships, and he
Like
also
in World
had
War II.
yeah, and then he also had some encounters during like his time being docked in Japan, and he said, "I can't tell you anymore. I can't associate with you." After he told him like all of these stories
Mm-hmm.
for some reason, but he said his phone after he told him these stories, his phone started ringing day and night like constantly, and there's nothing but strange noises on the other. Like he'd answer it, and all he heard was like these weird noises. And he said his wife blames it on Brad Steiger, and he had another friend who went to Vietnam during the war to visit his son who was stationed there, which I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, I
You
did
could,
not know that either.
but like he made a stop in London on his way there, and he started having these weird uh, experiences with the Men in Black because he wrote Steiger a letter from London telling him that everywhere he went, there's a group of 3 short Asian-looking men who are following him.
Interesting. So now
But
the Men in Black are Asian.
well, I don't know. They always look
Different, I guess.
Jordan's racist, but he was
That's
standing at a train station, and he said 3 of them approached him, asking where he how to get to this one place, and wait, what?
What?
I was sneezing,
Oh.
but the place they asked him like how to get there, they were standing right under the sign that told them how to get there,
Mm-hmm.
and they bowed to him and thanked him, and when he got back to his hotel later that day, he was in his room and he looked out at the window, and the 3 of them were out on the street staring right at his window. Like he opened the
Dude,
window, they're all staring at him.
fuck
Fuck
that.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. And the last time they approached him in London, they asked him, "You're a friend of Brad Steiger, aren't you?" And he said yes. And they said, "Tell him that we will visit him at Christmas time." And then
Fuck.
they just never visited him.
What if
So,
Santa Claus is one of the Men in Black?
what? Oh shit!
The Men in Red, or the Man in Red.
Man in red.
He's attracted by the sulfur smell of the shit coming out of the chimneys.
No, that's why the sulfur smells. He just shits down the chimney for the gift.
It's the hot coal.
That's what coal is.
What if that's all it was? Was just old turds.
I mean, he's a magical fat man.
Magical fat man that shits everywhere.
Shit's charcoal or coal or whatever it is.
Charcoal. He shits charcoal bricks. But I have some more stories on this stuff.
Okay.
If you guys want to get into some weird shit.
All right. Yeah. And then I have 2 more stories that are just complete nonsense.
Okay.
So,
do you want me to? I have a list of characteristics of the Men in Black. Do you want me to go through those and then you do your stories?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. A couple of these we already said, which they dress in neat black suits. They travel in groups of 3 mostly. They drive old versions, Cadillacs, Jaguars. They act strange. They have some of them. It looks like they have painted on faces like lipstick for, like to take place of lips. It looks like they wear fake wigs sometimes and have huge grins.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't know what normal things are, like sitting on couches or drinking drinks or eating food. And they intimidate people into stopping their research. So that's the characteristics I have for them.
Yeah, and that goes along with all the stories so far.
Yeah.
regardless if they're like mental episodes or not.
So it could be like group hallucinations, but
Hmm.
I don't
Well,
know.
don't you have to be in a group for that to happen though? Like
Yeah,
everyone together.
I was gonna say that wouldn't like spread, would it?
No, you wouldn't think. Is there a different term for that though? Where like if you could hear something and then you
Mass
see it, I guess
hysteria?
maybe.
I don't know.
But a lot of people have that then, I guess.
Yeah, well,
Like that'd be everywhere across the world.
yeah, there's tons of these stories. There's stories back in like the 1700s and stuff of Men in Black,
Hmm.
and I kind of want to do like a different episode on that.
Oh, I never heard about. I didn't know when. I didn't know there was some that long ago. Were they like the
Yeah,
same
me neither.
description? Do you know?
Yeah, like there's one. I think I heard this on the Mysterious Universe podcast. I didn't like read it on their website,
Mhm.
but there's one where there's these two men dressed in all black. I can't remember if they're like suits or not because it was in the 1700s. But they had
Okay.
it. They said it looked like the newest of new versions of like all black carriages being pulled.
So they try and fit in with the times, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, that's what it seems.
Like,
It's
were they all around the world still, or is it just like in America or like Europe?
I think that one was in England, the carriage.
Okay.
But there's a lot of like old UFO reports from like the 16 to 1700s that I really want to do an episode on because they're
Yeah, because
kind of freaky.
then there's no explanation for it.
Yeah,
Like
and they
no
always
government project.
people always try to explain them like using like big things at the time. Like back then they mostly attributed it to like demons and angels and stuff. But it
Yeah,
all seems to fit in with like modern UFOs and stuff like that.
yeah.
Like
The bad thing is
what?
cameras were like really bad back in the 1600s and like 1500s. You
Dude,
know.
16. There
Yeah, they
weren't
were
even
all
cameras in
blurry.
the 1600s.
Yeah, like they didn't really take good pictures. Like,
They're always like pixelated
What?
and like
yeah, you only got like the outlines and
and
stuff. There's no pictures.
video was super hard to get back then.
Yeah, it was like only like 480 HP or
Yeah,
whatever, which is like that's absolute garbage today. But
yeah, that's
so there's really no proof, you know.
yeah, yeah.
He-
That's
he-
But like you should have saw cameras like back in like the 500s, dude.
they're like boxes, dude.
Yeah,
like bricks.
yeah, they look like a box, and then like it just took like black and white pictures.
And they always looked like fake. They always looked like they were painted, but no, they're actual pictures.
Yeah, yeah, like
What?
Have you guys seen that painting of like I can't remember what it is, but it's some lady holding a baby, and off like to her like right shoulder, or I guess her left shoulder, there's like this thing hovering in the sky, and there's this guy like on the ground looking up at it.
No.
no.
It's crazy, dude.
Was it
I
kind
was
of
watching.
Sorry, no, what were you saying?
I saw it on the Joe Rogan podcast. Like it was crazy.
Oh, was it was it like mushroom shaped?
I
Kind of
can't
shaped like a
remember.
mushroom. They think a lot of the time, well, I wouldn't say a lot of the time, but there's some people that believe that like the mushroom kind of shaped halos in a lot of the old religious pictures. They think that came from people worshiping mushrooms, not worshiping mushrooms, but like
You
if
mean
you ate
doing
mushrooms, yeah, like if you ate them back then, it would make you think that you saw God. So like
I don't know.
Wait, what if that's like the basis of all religion is mushrooms?
that's one of the theories that I think they talked about that on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Shit. And
Yeah.
then like what if everyone was just eating shrooms and then they had that group hysteria and then like
And oh, Ben just sent that to the group chat. The
Yeah.
picture.
okay.
Oh yeah, it looks like a.
Wow.
And then
Yeah.
like, there's the guy off in the background
looks
looking
like-
right at it.
Does it look
That
like a
looks like-
flying saucer though or a mushroom?
I mean, it's
That
glowing.
looks like a UFO. Like there's like
Yeah.
like light rays and stuff coming
like
off
beams
of it.
coming off of it.
We'll
But
post
what's
this
to
on
the
the
left?
Instagram.
Look to the left. What is that? Is that the sun?
There's a sun and then three things floating under it.
Yeah. Like kind of like things like solar flare. And then there's something up the halo. Well, it's the
Dude,
halo just
Sydney's
'cause-
barking so loud.
Oh my god. This might go on for a little. Sydney. Sid. God damn it. We're gonna have to like I'll cut this part out probably if it doesn't stop soon. Oh my god.
We can just leave it in. People would love to hear it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Is it really loud?
Yeah, it's pretty pronounced.
We can post the vid of Sydney in clothes on Instagram.
Yeah, with his tail out the dick hole.
Yeah. That's so funny.
He just let me do that to him too. He's just like,
He just stood there. It was weird.
yeah. Oh, my poor dog. Oh, he finally shut up. Okay, so we can get back to this.
Okay.
But yeah,
Where were we at?
what is the halo on that picture? Did you guys say what you thought?
No, it
I
looks
just
kind of like a clear disc with spots.
Yeah.
like have you ever seen? I can't remember what it is, but like in bio, like our teacher shown us this thing like under a microscope, and it kind of looked like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a cell or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They're kind of looks like the spots that would be on a mushroom. Like,
That's what some people think.
yeah.
That's why some people also think that that's why they worship cows in India. It's because the mushrooms would grow in cow poop.
Oh,
Hello?
hello.
Hello.
Can you still
Yeah.
hear us?
Yeah, they would think it would grow in cow poop. That's why. Well, that's a theory as to why the cows were originally
Sacred.
worshipped. Yeah.
Well, how comes there's no like written documentation of all that? Like saying that we ate the shit. We ate the stuff. We ate shit from cows, basically.
I don't know. Maybe that's proof that that's wrong.
Well, who?
Theory's wrong.
Yeah, who just looks at cow shit though, and like sees like fungus growing on it, goes, "I'm gonna eat that."
That looks appetizing.
I do that to my own.
Do you like let it like grow mushrooms?
Yeah, I keep it in a sock in my closet.
Oh, I just poop in our yard.
You don't have a poop sock.
Wait, do mushrooms not need water?
Yeah, they do. Pretty sure they need water.
Yeah.
Doesn't everything need water?
Yeah.
Well, then do you have to like water your sock?
No. The poop is already damp, and I keep it in a dark space, so it doesn't evaporate as fast.
Oh, so it uses your body liquid.
Yeah, so it's just like stewing in there.
But have you ever saw like dog shit though? Like it dries up and cracks.
Yeah, Jordan, that's because
like
it's out in the yard. That's because it's out in the yard with
under
wind
the
blowing over
sun.
it.
I guess so.
I keep mine in my dark closet.
Okay. Yeah.
So it doesn't evaporate.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get back to some stories.
Yeah, some more.
What are you talking about?
We got way off track. So here's a story that I'm just gonna say it right now. I think it's a complete and utter bullshit. But
is it? I love the weird stories. I love those so much.
Well, it doesn't sound weird at first, but then once you get deeper into the story, you're like, okay, man, you could have like left some of these details out if you wanted to make it believable.
Yeah.
But he said, I guess this came from Thought Catalog too. Paul Miller was returning home after a hunting trip when they saw a luminous disc in the sky. The disc landed in an empty field, and two humanoids emerged from the craft. Miller fired his gun at them and believed to have injured one, and then he fled down a road in his car. And that says, however, in that he realized he had lost time, which is a common occurrence with UFO sightings. Yeah. It was almost 3 hours later when he first encountered the craft. It was almost 3 hours later than when he first encountered the craft. He shrugged it off and then went back to his Air Force job that day, because I guess he worked for the Air Force. However, upon entering work, he was immediately confronted by 3 men in black suits, and they told him they had his file, despite having told nobody about the event. The men said that they had knew all about it, and all about him, and mentioned the encounter would be best forgotten. Then Paul says, they seem to know everything about me, where I worked, my name, everything else. And that, as Miller said, they also asked me questions about my experiences as if they already knew the answers. Miller, terrified, did not come forward about his experience until years later, and the men in black told him not to speak of it. But the thing that makes me think it's fake is, okay, if you're confronted by 3 men in black, and they tell you they know everything about you, and they obviously have some sort of strange power over you, are you really going to go telling everyone now about the story? Like, you're not afraid of them?
Well, that's an argument. That's like isn't that like the best place to hide is out in the open? Because then if something happens, it's obvious what happened to you. Like if you were killed after saying all that stuff happened to you.
I guess, yeah, because that's out there. So then if you get killed, it kind of just proves that they're
that they're real.
Yeah, I guess there's that side of it too. So maybe it isn't complete bullshit, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, and then I have another one about this professor, and he was at a library reading a UFO book when
Oh,
a strange.
I think I might have this one.
Yeah, this one I don't know. And he said a strange pale man wearing all black sat down next to him and began talking to the professor and asked him about his opinion on flying saucers. The professor replied that he wasn't super interested, was just looking at the book. And then the guy became agitated and left. And that was it. That was the end of the story. And he went on years later to talk about it and tell his class how he had experiences with UFOs, when really all the experience he had was just with a pale crackhead, probably dressed in like black. That was like, what
like
you
a
reading
really
about?
shitty suit.
Yeah, and he's like probably like twitching, like, what are you reading about? Tell me.
That sounds
And
a lot
he's
more
just like,
likely a
yeah,
crackhead.
that's what I could see. Yeah, so he went on and told his class about that a bunch of times and making claims that he had experiences. I don't know.
And the whole class is kind of like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, they're probably like, okay, now our professor's fucking nuts.
Oh boy.
And yeah, that's all the stories I had.
I have a couple more. Do you have any, Ben?
I do. I have one, but like the guys who told it, they owned up to it and said that it was completely fake.
Oh. Well, I want to hear it
Yeah.
anyway.
Okay. Okay. So this comes from historychannel.com. They said it was more like one of the first stories that connected the Men in Black to UFOs, and it comes from Harold Dahl on June 27th, 1947. It says that him, his son, and his dog were out on Puget Sound, Puget, and they claimed to see like six donut-shaped crafts in the sky.
Oh, wait. They
And
said the story was fake?
yeah,
Oh, I heard the story. I didn't know they owned up to it being fake.
yeah.
I never heard it.
Oh,
But
it's pretty
Uh,
cool.
so it says one of them just fell out of the sky and like I'm gonna guess it crashed in the water because it shot debris at the boat, cutting his son's arm and killing his dog. And instead of tending to his son's wounds, he took a few pictures and showed them to his boss, Fred Crimson or Chrisman.
uh, wait, how did they fake
Hmm?
the dog's death, or did they actually kill the dog to fake his?
I don't know. It didn't say.
I think
I
there
didn't read
was.
that far.
I think there are some people that like lived by him that said he never had a dog.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
So he
kind of
was
what
like,
I just thought.
mm-hmm.
sorry.
But no, you're fine. And so he told his boss, Fred Chrisman, and he was like a doubter about it. So he went for himself and he saw them as well. And the next morning, a man in black took Harold to a diner, and like the guy who took him repeated everything Harold saw. And then the man told Harold, "What I have said is proof to you that I know a great deal more about the experience of yours than you will want to believe." And the man then warned Harold to keep quiet about what he saw. And then Dell and Chrisman confessed to making it up, but obviously it started a lot of stories about the Men in Black because like that's when a lot of this stuff comes up,
Mm-hmm.
like after like post World War
Yeah.
II. But I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. That means somebody of them could be fake.
But it only takes. I think
One to
Dan
be true.
Cummins. Yeah, I think Dan Cummins was saying that because he has that paranormal podcast too.
Yeah,
They're saying that he doesn't believe a lot of them, but it only takes one of them to be real to change everything.
I know. And it's so
Which
hard to prove that they're real unless anyone has like video evidence of Men in
yeah,
Black. But then people will still claim that's fake because
it
so easy
seems
to fake
like
stuff.
it also seems with UFO stuff, which I'm interested in. I like that kind of stuff. It seems like everybody believes that they saw this. Like they like nothing ever changes their mind. They know what they saw, but the
Mm-hmm.
pictures are always so blurry.
Yeah, but then
That's
there's like the video you got though. That wasn't blurry, at least.
no, it wasn't.
That
Well,
was
yeah, but
I,
it was just in a black sky, so it wasn't like
you could
Yeah,
see everything.
Yeah,
but
someone
then
could say it's fake, but I
yeah.
know I know I saw that. Like,
Oh no, and I believe you because basically our whole family saw it,
yeah, we were all we were all at
and
the beach.
yeah. Well, I
I
wasn't
feel
there,
like if
but
I feel like if you're predetermined to see something, and then you're like, oh, it's there, like you're always gonna think you saw exactly what you were looking for.
Like
You know
if
what I
you're
mean?
looking for UFOs and you see something, you're like, that was a UFO.
Like it has to be a UFO. Yeah.
yeah, because I
But
feel
we
like a certain part of you wants to believe it is because you want some excitement.
Yeah.
but both times that we ever saw something, we weren't looking for it. It just showed up out of
Yeah.
nowhere.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah. I'm
anytime that
not
we
saying you weren't, but I'm just saying like most people.
yeah,
Like
well, anytime we intentionally have went looking for shit,
never
nothing's
saw
happened.
anything.
So
it's
that's
Yeah.
weird.
always when you're least expecting it.
Yeah,
Which sucks because I really want to see something cool again.
yeah. Oh,
And even we saw okay, just for people listening, um, Ben and we were at the beach, and our whole family was there. And one night we were sitting in the living room watching TV, and we saw these weird lights over the ocean. So we went out, and like more lights started showing up, and some disappeared,
Just like
and
all
then
over the beach.
like up way above the beach, like in the sky, but
Yeah.
it was looked like it was over the ocean. But and then they just disappeared, and we have video of it, but you can't
We
really
should
tell that. We should post it.
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, we will. You know how you said that your mom Paula they posted it on the Wilmington
Yeah, there's like a
Facebook
bunch
and they
more
took it
sightings
down.
like that.
Didn't they take it down?
Well, yeah,
I think so.
right after it happened, our mom and Ben's mom posted like what they saw in video of it, and the admins on the page took it down.
But
Huh.
like I think your mom, Joffrey, said that there's like way more sightings. It might have been my mom, but like more people are coming out about it within like the last year or two, saying that they see a bunch of stuff like that too at the
Yeah,
same place.
Shit, I
but
can't wait to move there.
but you also have to keep in mind there is an Air Force base kind of close,
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
like
they were making no noise at all, and there's nothing that could travel like that. Like
and
we
they're just
saw,
lighting up
and
randomly.
just sit there.
like it looked like football fields between these things, and one would be in the sky, and then diagonally left a couple football fields, just as an example. Another one would just show up out of nowhere. It looked like steps lighting up in the sky. It was weird.
Yeah, dude, that
But
video was that I can't even. There's no explanation at all.
there's one part of that video where two of them get super far apart really quickly, and that's just from
Mm-hmm.
me zooming in. That wasn't them
No,
being weird. That was just me zooming.
no,
But
okay.
but yeah, and then when we saw something at Scott's house, we were playing video games at Scott's house, and he had his front door open, so it was like just a little glass door in between. And
Mm-hmm.
we saw these lights out of nowhere, and we walked outside, and these ones were nuts. Like they were in the shapes of triangles, like spinning, and they were moving in the sky, like while they were spinning in and out of triangles, moving left to right. And once they got far enough to the right, they disappeared, and more showed up on the left.
What the dude? Imagine if you had a video of that.
So he got pictures of them, but again, the pictures were like shitty.
Oh,
But you also have to know that was
That was
also
like
like that was like 6 years
2012.
ago. Yeah, that was like 6, 7, 8 years ago. I can't remember like exactly when.
Here,
I
I
think it was
have it
like
on my phone right now.
I think it was when
It
I was in
was
8th grade. That was like 7 years ago.
yeah. That's one of
July
those things where
14th,
people.
2012.
2012. Oh yeah, so it was like 8 years ago.
That's one of those things where people claim like group hysteria, but you have a video of those ones
Well,
at the beach. You have
we have the
proof.
video of that. We have pictures of the lights at Scott's house. But 8 years ago, camera phones were not the best. Plus, trying to take a picture at night, like people, they're so quick to like dispel them. But you have to
Yeah.
realize when you're trying to take a picture of the sky at night, it's not going to turn out amazing.
I know. And then what about that one time you drove up? You said you drove up the road for some reason, and your mom was like, "Where the fuck were you?" And you what?
Oh, I
Yeah,
remember that.
it's like a 30-second drive up our mom's road where she lives, and then there's like a cul-de-sac, so you have to go to the top, turn around. And Terry's girlfriend was leaving one night, and I had her parked in, so I was just like, I was waiting for her to get done talking to her mom, so I just like drove up to the top, and I figured by the time I got back to the house, she'd be gone. And it takes like a minute and a half to get to the top of the road and back. And she was like freaking out on me, like saying that I was gone for half an hour. But I don't know. I don't remember seeing anything.
Yeah.
I don't.
Like you just know you just remember going up and turning around and coming back. That's it.
Yeah,
This was like in the after, like at night, right?
it
Or
was
not at
like
night, but like
it was
at,
probably around 9
like, did
at
it get
night.
any darker or anything? Like whenever you were back?
No, it was already dark when I went out.
Oh, okay.
But do you know what?
Yeah,
Do you have like? Was it just your mom's word, or did you know you
I
lost a half hour?
I think Terry was. I can't remember if Terry was paying attention or not.
Oh,
If you,
that's weird.
yeah, I'll have to ask him.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
anyway, I have a couple Ben in Black stories. If you guys are done telling yours.
yeah. I'm
Yeah,
good
I'm
now.
done.
Okay, in 2014, there was which
Oh
this
my god!
one's
Can you hear that
yeah. What is that?
vacuum?
I don't hear it anymore.
I hear it a little bit.
I can't even hear
Shit.
Jordan right now.
Here's what I'll do.
Yeah, I couldn't hear him either.
Can I mute my mic?
No, you're on. I can hear you now.
You can't hear the vacuum.
I can hear you.
I can hear the vacuum a little bit.
Shit. Hopefully soon.
I mean, you'll be fine. Just keep going.
All right.
Okay. I just like sprayed hand sanitizer all over myself.
Self-made?
Yeah.
Need to be pure.
I just realized what you said. But okay. This story is one of the ones where I'm like, this is kind of bullshit.
Okay.
But also then there's I don't know. Could be not. But in 2014 there was these two people in New Orleans who said they were being harassed by the Men in Black. He said he'd been followed his. Okay, yeah. One of these people said he was followed his whole life since he had encounters with the Greys, which are aliens.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always hesitant to believe after people say that, but then I also believe that aliens are real, so it's kind of just contradictory.
Yeah.
But it said April 13th, 2014, so this was fairly recent. He says him and his friend were followed while they were sightseeing and getting lunch in New Orleans. And they were waiting for a streetcar, and they saw these two men, like, just staring directly at them. They were wearing, like, stuffy black suits, even though it was, like, super hot out that day. Which, if you're in a city with millions of people, you're going to encounter some weird people staring at you. But,
Yeah.
I don't know.
That happens all the time. I mean,
yeah. Even around here, where there's not millions of people. But,
oh yeah.
Anyway. Said his friend Jane said, I knew something was wrong immediately. They looked like identical twins. They were slim and much taller than the average person. They were dressed in identical black suits, white shirts, skinny black ties, fedoras, and black sunglasses. They just looked so odd. They were pale, they were stiff, and they moved eerily in unison. They had oblong faces with a thin line for a mouth, which that goes back to the story you said. And their whole vibe was cold and creepy. They were calm, but like how a reptile can appear calm. Two twin lizards in suits. They leaned in simultaneously to communicate with each other. Their mouths opened slightly, but they were not talking. They were communicating something to each other, but not talking. That's what she said.
Yeah. She definitely knew they were. Yeah. How do you know they're communicating?
I don't know, but she said. Well, I found a picture of the two guys that she said, and they just looked like two regular people. They didn't look super
It
tall.
probably was just people dressed up.
They didn't even have slits for mouths. They were regular people. Like,
Dude, they were probably high.
the story they told of what these people looked nothing like the picture. I have the picture somewhere. We'll try to find it and post it. I'll try to find it. Just give me a second. Said when their streetcar got there, they walked away and got into a shiny black vehicle with a foreign license plate and drove away.
That kind of doesn't make sense if it's a foreign, like, license plate. Like,
yeah.
Didn't you say earlier that they drive like all American cars?
And they probably just got in a shitty beater.
Yeah, like I don't understand it. I found the picture just now. I'll send it to you guys. They look like two perfectly normal people in suits. Like I don't get it. But he said Jack which was Jack and Jane, which I don't know if those are fake names, but they seem like pretty fake names. But Jack said that he recorded some of the incident on his cell phone, but when he sent it to Jane, her phone deleted it along with everything else on her SD card. So,
Dude, these guys look like the Blues Brothers. Jesus.
yeah, they look like regular people. They're not super tall. You can see they have a mouth. It's kind of blurry, but you can see they have a regular mouth.
What?
And they don't look identical. The
They're
one guy
not
looks
that
like he has
tall.
a beard.
Yeah, well, yeah. No, they look like normal people.
No,
We'll
yeah,
put,
that's just people dressed up like the Men in Black.
we'll
That's
post
all
it
it
on
is.
we'll post it on our Instagram, and we'll try to put a time code on it to like so you can skip to the podcast where it is if you already listened to it and like didn't pay. I don't know. We'll post it.
Yeah.
But that's all that story was. So like they just saw some people that creeped them out.
I mean, you see weird people in the city all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that story's yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
But this next story, it came from Nick Redfern, which is the guy who wrote the book I researched. It was 1966 in Ottawa, Minnesota. A woman named Mrs. Butler and her friend saw a patch of lights. Like they explained it as they were dancing around in the sky one night, and it looked like one of them fell from the sky at like an insane amount of speed out of nowhere. Like it just fell, and it stopped right before it hit the ground, and it started bobbing up and down, kind of like it was on like if it was like on a lake, boats bob up and down.
Mm-hmm.
And then said Mrs. Butler then fell to the ground, and it seemed like she went into a trance, and it was like she was possessed. And then,
What?
yeah, and then once the light shot away into the sky, she was fine. And then for the next couple of days, her and her friend, like, they kept getting these like excruciating headaches and felt extremely weak when they tried to talk about what they saw. And apparently, like 6 or 7 months after this experience, there's a there's just a guy on a very loud dirt bike drove past my window.
I just heard that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But can you still hear it?
No.
Okay. It said there was a man named Major Richard French who showed up to her house, and he said he was a military representative. But
Steve French.
but he said he started asking her about the UFOs and the flying saucers and stuff. And he was wearing a black suit and tie. He spoke English with no accent at all. And she noticed that he had like a weird olive shade of skin. So like this grayish green skin. Which is what they explain a lot in the Men in Black encounters. Like it was like this ruddy, like dirty kind of looking. But and he had an extremely pointed looking face. And he started complaining that his stomach was hurting. So Mrs. Butler offered him Jello, and he declined, and then he left. And then he came back again the next day, and he was complaining about his stomach again. Which, like, that itself would kind of freak me out if some guy just kept showing up talking about how his stomach hurt.
Yeah.
But then she offered him Jello again, and he actually accepted it. And when she brought the bowl of Jello to him, he started looking at the spoon, like he had no idea what it was. And he started trying to drink the Jello out of the bowl. And this shocked Mrs. Butler, so she looked at him weird. And when when Major French realized that something was off, he left and never showed up again. Like he ran out of the house and never showed up again.
Do you think he just walked out of the woods complaining about his stomach? Like
Just to
he
get some
stepped
free
out of a
food?
bush.
It kind of, in a way, it sounds like a story a second. Like, there was this man, he showed up, Major French, stomach hurt, fed him Jello.
But
came
then
back
again, like it sounds absurd.
Yeah.
But then again, the whole phenomenon of anything paranormal is just absurd.
It's true.
And then some people think that that's why. Like they think it's absurd so that people
not
won't believe it.
believable.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's weird. I kind of hope it's real because it's funny.
Yeah.
But that's all I had on that story. And I have one more,
Alright.
which is a little bit longer, but not too long. Alan Barnes and Lourdes Laguna, they were in the Sonoran Desert UFO hunting one night, and it was around 2 a.m. And where they were at that past weekend, there was a ton of sightings. Like there were mass sightings across the desert, and like everybody's reporting it. And So they wanted to see if anything would show up again that weekend, and all they saw were meteors, so like shooting stars and stuff. So they were packing up and leaving, and when Lourdes radioed her fellow researchers, which they were about a mile away, they were Paul Nordstrom and Hal Brantley, they got no answer at all. And this could mean a number of things, including something bad happened. Maybe they're just like behind rocks or something, and like they could have been anything that could have interrupted like the radio signal. But the batteries apparently. Oh no, Barnes and Lourdes' batteries died right after that. So like, I would think, I don't know about you guys, but like, if my team a mile away didn't answer, and then all of a sudden my batteries died, it would be kind of like alarming.
Yeah.
But they went to get another battery, and then they were both blinded by this intense white light. So like this light showed up out of nowhere, and she yelled, "What?" She just gave up immediately. She goes, "It's okay. Just take what you want. We won't resist. Just take it and go."
That's such.
As soon as a light hit them, it could have been a cop, but like. And then she said after they were being blinded by a white light for a long time, nobody showed up. They're like, and she said, "What are they waiting for?" And the light went out, and it was just instant darkness. And they dropped to the ground, searching for their flashlight that they dropped. And a loud, commanding voice told them to stand up. And then Lourdes thought this might be a prank by Nordstrom and Brantley, which are the people that didn't answer them. And when she shone the flashlight in that direction, she saw a tall blonde, a tall, a tall bald man dressed in total black suit and sunglasses in the pitch black. So he had sunglasses on at night. And Lourdes said, "You've got to be kidding me! A man in black."
What a cool.
So like, that kind of what, Jordan?
I said, what a cool.
Yeah. But she goes, "You got to be kidding me! A man in black!" And he got close to them and said, "You folks need to leave now." And it looked like he was talking to somebody between them. Like he wasn't looking at them; he was looking between them. And Lourdes said, "We were just packing up. This is public land. We have a right to be here." And then the man in black said, "Your rights are not in dispute, but I must ask you to leave, or there will be consequences."
There will be
And-
consequences if you're not in Bubble's video.
There will be consequences. But she said his voice was monotone the whole time, so he was like, "Your rights are not in dispute, but I must ask you to leave." Like it was just a weird way to talk to
Like
them.
flat.
Yeah, there's no tone to it. But Alan, which was the other guy that was with them, said, "Okay, no problem." And they grabbed their bags and turned to leave. And the man in black, without turning to face them, said, "Your SD card." And Alan said, "Excuse me? Who are you? Who do you work for?" The man in black didn't move or make another sound. And Alan said, "Ask me when you have a warrant." And they started to leave. And when they were walking away, the man in black, without turning still to look at them, he was just staring into nothing at this point. He said, "There is nothing on your SD card." And the word "is," it sounded like he had to force himself to say it. Like he didn't. Like, it was like
Know how to say it.
he was like, "There is nothing on your SD card." And he said,
It's like he's shitting as he says it.
Yeah, maybe he had to shit. But,
Maybe.
But as they were driving away, Lourdes pulled out her iPhone because she like got a voice recording of it. She said, "Anytime." Hi, Aunt Cindy. But he said when they're driving away, Lourdes pulled out her iPhone because she recorded any encounters they had, like with police or any other people, in case something happened. And when they went to listen to it, it was all static. And they radioed for Paul and Hal again, and the radios were somehow charged and working. So they met up, and once they said once Paul told them what happened, him and Hal said that they also didn't answer their walkie-talkies. So like each of them were experiencing the same thing. Like both groups are like, "Why is nobody answering us?" It's like nobody's getting answers, and not wanting to talk about it in the open anymore because they didn't know if that guy was still around. They went back to their hotel, and when they went to look at all their photos they took that night, there were none to be found. So the SD card, how the guy said there is nothing on your SD card, he was right. There is nothing left on it. Like, it was all deleted.
Did you find a video or like the recording that lady got?
No, it was all static. She said it was just
Oh, okay.
white noise. So yeah, it was just strange. But that's all I have on the Men in Black.
All right. Well, I guess that does that conclude it? I guess.
I
I
guess.
guess it does.
All right.
Just one thing. Just out to Will Smith. I will have your baby, Will Smith.
Oh, William. We should have William on.
I'm sure he'd love to. Us and our
Yeah.
5 listeners.
Don't worry. Someday we will have Will on.
Well, he lives forever anyway, so.
True. What is he, like 60 now?
Probably like 69. I hope.
I hope too. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know.
That would be cool.
All right.
Well, to the very few of you who are listening right now, thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
And okay.
Like, subscribe, share.
Like, subscribe, share, spread the word, boy.